Play another Blitz game. Record this one. The people took me down to this rating level are just the kind of people who really just need someone down at their level in order to come up into their own. My rating ought to be higher than 1430. You know, they're like followers. They need someone's rating to come up in order for them to, and they need good players to come down to their rating level and then play them a good game, and then, you know, they secretly play like a really high rated game. You know, the thing in chess is if you're playing a good player, then you kind of go up to their level of consciousness about the game. So it's kind of what's being gone down for me, and rolling with it. It's really just, you know, whatever for me. People try to create, you know, suffering based on outcomes in the physical world a lot. And chess does symbolize the interplay of things in the physical world. But first there's a mental thought process, and after that the physical starts coming down through the mental. So if I'm thinking about something, then eventually, you know, when I do it, it's going to happen. So that's really what chess symbolizes. And now we're doing it. To recap on what happened, first 8 moves is a French exchange. And I never put my knight on f6. I leave it open so I can push that pawn on f6. It's what I do. I like this move. Knight a6 is okay, but honestly, if I'm weak on the e file, I don't want to give him a reason to trade the bishop that's blocking his e file. So there we go. A sip of coffee. Is it wishes to isolated pawn? Okay, so I'll take that. Pawn's isolated now. And he reckons that to be a good position for him. If he knows how to sacrifice it and create tactics, might be his best chance. I mean, personally, I thought that the bishop would take to free open his e-file down here. Yeah, that's not what happened. It took with the knight so he could hit my bishop. He put it on c7. Yay. Yeah. He doesn't understand that now I have this foxhole to go into. Now he's got the e-file. This is called the foxhole, or the fried fox. Apparently it's the fried fox because it's f-file. I always thought it was the foxhole. Oh. Yeah, this guy, honestly, I can't give him too much credit for that. Can't give him too much credit for that. It's not going to be enough to open these diagonals on the light squares with that knight maneuver. Plain and simple, it's not going to be enough. So he's also left his pawn undefended with that. No tricks. No traps. Dark squares covered. No tricks, no traps. Hitting the bishop here with the queen. You know, and then the mate's coming up too. If he lets me take that, which I doubt, but He's weak. He's weak now. I'm not sure why I thought knight takes c4 was so good there. You know, he acted like that was like the best. But clearly it wasn't. He's delaying some things, but I can safely move here and then ask him, really, what are you doing? Please move your bishop so I can trade it off. Oh my god, please activate this rook that would have taken a couple moves to swing over and across again, please. Okay, at least he realizes something now. I mean, he thought that like this was so good, knight takes, but the bishop takes would have been more of an improvement because then the e file would have been open when I'm not castled. You know, that's why bishop e2 in a lot of these lines is, in my opinion, is not much of a hassle. It's just like, okay, you don't realize the longer term plan strategy that will actually create the tactics for you. And I'm this kind of player. I just do that. You might think, oh, you're leaving a pawn backwards, but depending on where he puts his knight, I'm gonna actually, you know, start to play around a little bit, you know, based on where he puts that knight. And if he puts it there, which he did, I'm gonna go here. It's because now it's blocking this file again, which I like, and I'm trying to give him some attack that's not going to be effective for the sole reason that I can counterattack. Because I already know I have way more power on the board. I'll give him a delusion of grandeur that he's attacking so I can counterattack. It's kind of like a psycho, not a psycho tendency that I have. You know, everybody's a little crazy, obviously, but I am crazy about chess. And I like to give, when they're losing, I like to give them a little glimmer of hope that they're going to win again when I know that they can't. That's how I do it. That looks good. He's going after the bishop. Very nice. But do you ever care to take this move into account? And then after rook to d2, then I may play queen to e5, saving the show. Not to mention, if this knight ever moves, I can trade queens, which is freaking awesome for me. Start going into the endgame. You know, I'll give him the bishop just because it's not actually that much of a thing to me. Since I have the exchange already won, I'll just do it, you know. I'm not saying it's like the best winning line whatsoever. I'm not. But you got to think about how you like to win and who you are, and find your own unique self in the game of chess. It's not always saying, oh, what would Ribka do? What would Kasparov do? What would whatever, you know, who's your favorite player? Like, I win my games how I like to win them. And I like to mess with people. So there you go. So, let me see. What do we got here? Just let him win. Let him win pawn. It's fine. You can win your pawn, sir. Go ahead. Not to mention, your time's running low, and it is a blitz game. I actually don't have a bad attack on the king side either. I had to think about it. What did it take? So there's a game. Rematch. I'll take the rematch. I'm just going to stop